Hello and welcome back. In today's video I want to show you how I make Phorbeia. So this is my original Phorbeia that I made about 2 years ago, and it's a very simple version, and I want to make it a bit more advanced, the new Phorbeia. I have showed in the last video the iconography, and I think based on this I can do some pretty nice work. I prepared some materials, so I will go through the material list at first and then go into the details what I'm planning to do. So I propose that you get a bit thicker paper so you can make like a sample and try it in paper first on your mouth. And get some leather. I have this is horse leather, waxed horse leather. I really like this. There is also some other leather that I have here. This is deer leather that I got in Spain. I also really like the texture. It's a little bit thick, but I will try to make one of these too. Then I have several metal pieces like this, rings, and this here, and also this hook, but this hook is a little bit too large, so I will go for a larger hook. And for tools, what we're going to need is some thread for sewing. Then there is needles. I have this leather needle, so I'm probably going to use this for the and well, something to measure, obviously something to cut like scissors and a knife. I don't have anything for like making traces on the leather, but I use this pencil, which will also work. But there is some special pencils where you can really nicely trace on the leather, which is pretty practical. I have glue. This Spanish glue, goma fer. There's also couple fix. This works also pretty nice. This all is glue for shoes and leather, so it's working pretty good for what we're doing here. I'm missing like this is for making holes into the leather. I'm missing my good tool. I need to find it again. I don't know where it is. I'm going to try to use this one for making the holes. Maybe I need to file it a little bit. Looking at the Phorbeia, so I have prepared already some bits like you see. So what I did is I took this one as a sample, and I think it's a good idea to make several cuts and try several sizes, and to find your position and to find the size that fits on your mouth. So I have retaken the size of this one. I had made several ones, and this one was my favorite, and adapted a little bit so that I would have in the positions of where I had attached the top strap, I would put these rings now. That's my idea. So I will quickly show a little picture of the iconography that I'm using. So that iconography, as you see, shows the little rings in the back for the back band, and the rings for the top band. And obviously you can do a more simple version, but I discovered, so when you look at this one, I had always bind my Phorbeia around the back, and this is not really nice because you always have some hair in there, it's difficult to bind, and so I decided I want to go for another version and found these little rings here. And for the top band also I have found the right size, so this is the good size for me. But if you want to be able to adapt, then these little items here, they can be pretty handy to adapt the size. So that's my idea. So let's go for it. The practical part is these rings will go here in these positions, and then I will fold this around and will glue it, and then after it has dried, I can go with a needle and sew it to make it even stronger, because there's going to be a lot of stress in these parts. And then I will take the rings that are a little bit smaller and will do similar in these parts here, and have the attachment for the top ring. As you've seen on the iconography, you want this to sit a little bit in front of the ear, and this other part go maybe a little bit back from the ear. And then I will need still some leather bands so that I can attach it, and for this I have this piece of leather, and I will cut these leather bands to the right size so that it fits to the rings and to these ones. Well, I'd say I'm simply gonna start, and let's see where it goes. So for you this means first work on this paper, make a version of paper and find the right dimensions, and either you make it like me, then a cardboard version of it, which is nicely strong, which you can use for putting on the leather, and you find the right position that it fits to the piece of leather that you have. Well, normally you would always try to bring it to a position where you waste as little as possible of your precious leather. So maybe something like this, and then you mark it, and then you cut it. I prefer these knives, and this surface for cutting is pretty handy. You can also do it with scissors. It can also work. I have done that already and prepared it. So what I need now is the leather bands. For the leather bands I need one. I need to see the length of it, and I also need to see the size of the leather band. So as I'm probably going to use, well, if I use this hook, the idea is that I attach one leather band to the ring, and then it will go through this little bit, so I can resize the length of it. So basically, if I make this in small, the leather band will be attached to this, and need to fix it around this little bit here. So same as for the little rings, this is going to be glued and then sewn with the needle, and then this part will go through the ring, so I can decide for the right length, and then it will go through this one here and here, up, and so I have some length to set, and then it will go through the hook and be attached here to the hook. So that's basically the idea. And now I need to find the right length for it, so it does fit to my head, and therefore I will need to measure get an idea of how much space I need from one end to the other. So I'm taking a rough estimate at first to have a rough idea. So this is about the length, which is pretty much similar to this, but then I need to add the the size for the doubling and also for this folding. So I'm probably gonna take simply folding. I will be on a safe side and make it about, since I have this leather, make it about, yeah, maybe take a large side of this leather. Let's see if there is a larger side. This could be a bit larger. Yeah, this could also fit. So I think I'm gonna simply cut several straps from this length here, and then I have something to choose from. The size needs to be adapted to these little items that I have here. So I am at something about, this is 12.5 millimeters, 13.5 millimeters. So what I'm going for is, I'd say I make this 12 millimeters. So I have some spare size. 12 millimeters is pretty nice. I think this one is also something about 12 millimeters. Is it? Yeah, 11. This was pretty good. So I'd go for 11. Let's see. I'm not a professional leather worker, so this is just simple ways how I try to do the things. And let's see, I suppose somebody who does this professionally, he has more of an idea how to do these things. 11, yeah, this is 11. I have now measured, with the help of this thread, the length that I will roughly need for over my head, for the strap that goes over my head. And same, I will add a few centimeters so that I can always adapt the size, that there is some next part of the process is I take the Phorbeia, and now I need to prepare the places where I glue the rings. I said I take the larger rings for this part and attach this here. I need a bit of margin for gluing and sewing, so 7 millimeters should be okay. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a a little sign here and here, and so I know how deep this goes, and I will roughen this a little bit up, this part. And roughen also this part a little bit. I have waited a day to let the glue dry, and this is where we are now. These are the bands, and the little rings are attached. Obviously the sewing could be done a little bit more beautiful, but I think she should do it for now. So we are going to attach now the bands, and this goes like the following. So I will pass this through here, and then, no, the other way around, and actually. I want it to be like this. So I go here. And here. And now, so you now see I can adjust the length easily. It's nicely strong. And now will come this little hook. So I will pass it through here. You see the size of this is even a little bit too small maybe, but I think it's going to be all right. I think we will manage with this one. So here we go. And now I can apply the glue here. And for this one, I will let it pass over the head. So it goes through this hook. And I want to have a glossy side outside. It's more beautiful. So again, it's the wrong way around. Like this. And this one needs to be attached here to this ring, like this. So I will do this now, apply the glue and everything so the glue can dry. And while the glue is going to dry, I will then care for the holes. So this needs to dry now, and I think so I suppose this is going to be the position for the holes. I will make a special tool for it because I don't have a hole cutter for this size, and I know that cutting a round hole with a knife doesn't come out very properly. It's very easy to mess up. So it's pretty exactly in the middle, actually. Yeah. So I will take a brass tube. I found this brass tube, and while this is drying, and I will wait and I will file this brass tube to then later be able to cut the holes in here. So I will see, this is the hole, and then it's going to be a bit longer like this to the sides. I wonder if it's the right size or if it's too small. Could actually be a little bit too small, but I prefer to start with a smaller hole than with a hole that's too large that I cannot readjust anymore. Back again. Brass is not the best material for this. There are special tools that you can buy, but I think this will do it for these holes now. Let's see. Feels a little bit small. I think I will have to get some reeds. They seem to fit. So what I will do now, I will mark this on my Phorbeia, the positioning that I chose, the other way around. And then I'd say, let's go for cutting them on the Phorbeia. I sewed this now and attached the hook. This is all fixed now. And the holes, well, let's see. I suppose that I will still change the position, maybe make new holes, but let's see how this works already. I think the hole size and all this it needs to be investigated. We need to make more of them, and before I just made them a little bit closer because I thought that yeah, I personally I play the reeds very close to each other, so in a way this even disturbs me a little bit. So maybe that's why they have a slit on some of them, a complete slit and not two holes, because people like to maybe even overlap the reeds. But let's see, let's attach it. I have to get used to that hook. That's new, but it feels already pretty handy. So no hair gets between the hook. This sits okay, but not yet tight enough. So you see these nice little things? I can now adjust it easily. And here, this fits good. I can also adjust this by just pulling it a little bit tighter, and this is nice. So when I move my head a little bit up, it gets tighter, because like this. So I can even adjust the fit of it. But now let's see how it fits with the reeds. I'm looking for the right positioning. Let's take the Aulos. Yeah, feels interesting. I think I will make other versions of it, and also I need to see how it fits to the older pipes, the larger reed. Stay tuned. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have questions, then put them into the comments. I will happily answer them. And I think I also will try to make a list of stuff that I used for the video materials and this, but just write in the links, and I think I can check for where to get stuff if you're interested. Thank you for watching.